Dude, I'm the fly man. I don't care the fly. I don't fight it, man. Fight it for fight it, man. I got the fight it from my shit. I got that fight it coming. And you can spark it. Never put you. You can spark it. Never put you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pompano Beach, Florida. My name is Jacob Kelly. We have a battle between the Delray Beach Lightning and the Palm Beach Wave here at Pompano Park, just about 2 miles or so off of the Atlantic Ocean here in a beautiful sunny South Florida day. Wind pushing towards center field, so the long ball's certainly in play here today. It is a windy day here.
Number 16, Aiden O'Keefe.
Small chance of rain, however, unlikely. See clouds beyond the fence in center and left field. Should be a clean slate of weather today as we get underway with Colton Ide on the mound. He misses inside 1-0 the count. Delray Beach Lightning come into play, looking to be the first team to 10 wins on the season with a 9-5 record. Meanwhile, the the Pompano Beach Wave, that's something I'm probably going to slip up on here multiple times throughout the broadcast, coming today 4-4, as again, that one misses 2-0 the count. This, at one point, was the battle of Delray Beach between the Wave and the Lightning last year, calling the same park home over at Little Fenway Robert P. Miller Park, still where the Delray Beach Lightning play their ball this year. Pompano Beach Wave moving over here to Pompano Park, where they'll play their 2025 SFCBL action. The 2-0 pitch. That one misses yet again, so 3 quick balls to Aiden O'Keefe, getting the start in the 1-hole today for the Delray Beach Lightning. Lightning in their baby blue and yellow jerseys. The Wave in their home baby blue on navy blue. That was called a very interesting strike number 1 there, as Aiden O'Keefe was already a few steps to first. Delray Beach Lightning, coached by field manager Ben Kaufman, got the promotion this year to head duties after being the assistant last year. On the other side, looking at Luis Ezra of the Pompano Beach Wave, these two battling out today, as that, no doubt about it, will be ball 4. As Aiden O'Keefe is introduced to first base, we will introduce you to the rest of the Delray Beach lineup. O'Keefe in the 1-hole, followed by Ryan Foscolo, Brock Silvers, Jack Tate, Dylan Prince, Dom Trolio, Nick Benestad, Simon Hoffman, Austin Nicholson, and Corbin Reynolds. The starting 10 today for the Lightning. Man at first is O'Keefe. Colton Ide dealing to Ryan Foscolo, center fielder. First pitch called strike as Ide looks to find the strike zone. Colton Ide out of Methodist University, a junior, from about an hour or so from here. Fort Myers, Florida. Make that probably about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes down Alligator Alley. As that one slapped into center. That'll get down. Rounding second is O'Keefe. Stop sign, in fact, at third. So O'Keefe is content holding his spot at second. 2 early base runners for the Lightning here in the top of the first inning. RBI opportunity with a man in scoring position for Brock Silvers. 6'1", 200-pound Ide. Tough situation here. 2 men on, nobody out. Middle infield playing double play depth, particularly second baseman Jason Moss trying to keep O'Keefe close to the bag. This is the second appearance on the season for Ide. Credited for a loss in a 16-6 loss to the Blazers back on June 6th. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 6 runs, all of which were earned on 3 hits, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts, 20 batters faced. For Methodist University Colton Ide. 1-0 the count now for Brock Silvers. Silvers watches a fastball. It's high and inside, backing away a little bit, does Silvers there. And this would be a good opportunity for Jacob Estrada to try to go out there and settle the nerves of his junior pitcher. Early visit to the mound. Ide and Estrada playing catch to start the game today. Rest of the defensive positioning for the Wave, starting in left field to right with Jack Figma, Jamel Vera Jr., and Ed Wood. Around the diamond, third to first, Reynaldo Placencia, Nicholas Perez, Jason Moss, and currently the man of the hour in the SFCBL, Hunter St. Dennis, leading the league in batting average. Wave will certainly be looking forward to being in a similar situation as the Lightning are right here. 2 men on one. He'll be coming through in the 4-hole in the next half inning. Again, missing upstairs. Now 3-0 the count for Silvers as Ide is in serious danger here of walking the bases loaded for the 4-hole hitter, Jack Tate. He waiting on the on-deck circle, ready to go. The 3-0 pitch upcoming from Ide. 3-0 misses upstairs, and in fact, he does walk the bases. Walks number 7 and 8 on the season for Ide, as he has to find much control over his stuff here today. And if you're Jack Tate of the Lightning, not much more you could ask for than the situation he's being presented with. Lightning, as far as the eye can see, corners moving in, Placencia and St. Denis, each just about the edge of the grass. Middle infield double play depth maintains as the left fielder Jack Tate steps up to the plate. The opening pitch, that one's in there. Likely a hold sign there by our third base coach, Danny Rogers. Rogers, all-star last year, also participant in the home run derby for these very same Delray Beach Delray Beach Lightning. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to happen multiple times here. You're just going to have to bear with me. Rogers, an excellent middle infielder last year for the Lightning. Now moving to coaching as his playing career has come to a close over at Lynn University. The bright stars last year for a Lightning team that lost in the first round of the playoffs. 1-1 count now to Tate. Jack Tate out of Delphi University. A swing and a miss as Colton Ide with a bit of a breaking pitch there had Tate fooled well ahead of it, well over. Ball in the dirt. Tate standing 6'3", $185, getting a start in left field today. Sophomore from Wantagh, New York. I'm sure I got that one wrong. Apologies for those tuning in from that area of the land. Big strikeout here on the way, potentially. Breaking ball. Nope. Not quite sure where that one missed. Couple of perplexed faces around the park. Must have missed off the inside there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, nowhere to put Tate. Colton Ide really needing this first out on board. The 2-2. Fouls that one back. Staying alive in the count. Today's action brought to you by Mizuno. We've already seen quite a few broken bats across the SFCBL. If you're in need of a bat, glove, batting gloves, or catcher's gear, please head over to the SFCBL website. You'll see a pretty big size banner middle of the screen. Go ahead and click it and you will receive heavily discounted items from some of the best baseball equipment in the world. Get there with the SFCBL Mizuno storefront. Count runs full now, very similar location, same call. And if you're the Wave, you only ask that you're beginning the same calls when your turn up to the plate. Nowhere to put Jack Tate. Full count now. Conservative leads around the park. Corners stay in the play depth down the middle. And that one gets a hold of him. Jack Tate. We'll have to wear that Sure he won't mind too much as that will bring home the first run of the game for the Lightning. No run first inning does not cash as that one gets a hold of the 6'3" left fielder. And again, Jacob Estrada going out to talk with his junior pitcher. And looks like our head coach of the Wave here, like a little discussion with our home plate umpire before going out to Colton Ide himself. Lightning currently placed in third place in the North Division. Hard to believe it when, again, we open up the broadcast talking about their in line to be the first team to 10 wins. They've played the most games in the SFCBL so far. This is game number 15, a little over a week and a half to the SFCBL season. In fact, tomorrow will actually make 2 full weeks since opening day. Lightning riding high on a 6-game winning streak. Have won 7 of their last 8, 7-3 in their last 10. They come into play off the back of sweeping a doubleheader against the Hialeah Gardens Lions, another team that is relocated here in the 2025 season.
Now batting number
Lions
2,
previously of Boca Raton before moving well down south to Hialeah. Game over in Delray Beach. First game was won 6-1 way of the Lightning, and then winning it in 6 walk-off fashion. Matter of fact, the Lightning able to mercy run 10-run rule the Lions yesterday 10-0. 10 runs on 11 hits and 1 error for Lightning, meanwhile keeping the Lions hitters to just 3 hits. It was an excellent display both areas of the game, really all 3 areas of the game, pitching, fielding, and hitting yesterday by the Lightning, as they right now are arguably the league's hottest team. Certainly an argument can be made for the team we were able to watch yesterday, the Palm Beach Extreme, now 9-1 on the season. Both teams will be playing today, as this one's popped up. Will be playable, maybe not, as that one, matter of fact, that one hits the netting above us. So a bit of a tricky backstop area for our catchers here today. Jacob Strada for the Wave and Nick Benestad for the Lightning. About as short of a backstop as you're going to get, maybe 20 feet from the back of home plate to the backstop. Bit of a shortened view that we're subjected to here for you guys at home. There's not a lot of room to work with behind home plate. Make matters even more difficult with netting that stretches out from the fence to, in fact, directly over the catcher. So there will likely not be a lot of pop-up plays made by our young men behind home plate today. Not a lot of room to work with, and that netting above them. So something to keep in mind for today's game. 1-2 pitch upcoming from Ide, still seeking that first out of the ball game. Corners still in. The 1-2, that's in the dirt. Strada dropped to the knees and keeps that in front of him. This is Dylan Prince. Apologies. Trying to introduce him to you guys. Dylan Prince getting the start today at second. Prince out of Bryant University and Miami, Florida, as helicopter goes overhead. You got a corporate airport just beyond the right field wall, so I'm sure there'll be quite a few planes, helicopters, and hopefully UFOs if we're lucky enough flying overhead today, coming in and out of Pompano Beach Airport, I'm going to call it. No idea what the name is. Same situation as previous batter in Tate, full count, nobody out, nowhere to place Dylan Prince. The 3-2 pitch upstairs, ball 4, as that will plate run number 2, and everybody moves up a bag. Coming up home to score is Ryan Foscolo.
Number 15, Dom Trolio.
So Keefe and Foscolo have each plated a run here. The Lightning are just keep moving everybody along now, 2-0. Still yet to find the first out of the ball game are the Wave. It's gonna be the 3rd walk of the outing for Ide, as he's still looking to find his stuff. Opening pitch, no doubt about it, in there. Call strike to Dom Trolio. Dom out of Seton Hall University, freshman. West Hartford, Connecticut. Northeast product, Trollio, playing his SFCBL game down here in southeast of the country. That gets in there. That'll get away from Estrada. That's going to score another run. Everybody moves up 90 feet. The Lightning are quickly up 3-0 as Brock Silvers comes around to score. You cannot ask for more if you're a Lightning fan. Meanwhile, if you're on the other side of the wave, you're just hoping Colton I gets a hold of his stuff here today. No action down the bullpen, so this is going to be Colton Ides' mess to get out of. Now down 3-0. Keith Foscolo Silvers have all come around to score. Tate now moves up to third and Prince to second. The 1-1. That's in there. Called strike. Nick Benestad waits in the on deck circle. Trolio hitting .346 here in the heart of the lineup for the Lightning. Can't ask for much more from your sixth spot. He ducks for danger. He's patient at the box. 6 walks are in the season to go with 6 RBIs. Still looking for his first home run of the season, but he can certainly hit for contact. 2 doubles, 2 triples, 9 hits in the season so far. Not the most power, but he can place it anywhere around the park. And 2-bagger will certainly bring home runs 4 and 5. The 2-2 swung on. That's set to short and directly to Nicholas Perez, the long-awaited first out of the inning. Off the bat of Dom Trolio.
Number 9, Nico Benestad.
Just hit that off the inside of the bat there. Didn't get the contact he wanted. 1 out on the board for Nico Benestad. One of 3 catchers deployed for the Lightning. We will see at least 2 in play today as we'll see Corbin Reynolds, the extra hitter, rounding out the starting 10. And the pitch breaking ball. Strada able to keep in front of it. Benestad at USF, donning the Bulls on his helmet there. Sophomore. My hometown of Coral Springs, Florida. Just talked about .346 in the 6 hole. How about .333 in the 7 spot from Nick Benestad. No, I had it right the first time. Nico Benestad. Popped up high in the sky. Might be playable, might be in the netting, and in fact it is the netting. Already robbing the wave of 2 outs here in the inning. There's nothing you can do about that as it finally comes to a landing about 3 feet from your commentator here today. And it's going to be a nuisance for both teams here today, and I'm sure the Wave are accustomed to it at this point in the season. Wave 8 games into their campaign, currently 8-8. Wave in the South Division, currently in 4th spot. Boars Wild, 4-4 record, 4th in the South. The 1-1 in there, called strike. Pulls an eye, starting to find his stuff here at the top of the first inning. 1-2 the count. Infield still, corner still in. Placencia and St. Denis on the edge of the grass. More so St. Denis than Placencia at third. Jason Moss at second, trying to keep the base runner Dylan Prince close to the bag as that gets away from Estrada, but not quite far enough for Jack Tate to really seriously consider making a dash to home. Certainly not in a position that they need to take chances. They found the offense early here today. Wasn't an early start in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday for the Lightning. Got 1 run in the second inning and then popped out with 5 in the bottom of the 4th inning, take a commanding 6-0 lead. That's sent down the line and left just foul. Danny Rogers, their base coach, thought about Trying to grab that one. Thought better of it. No glove out there for last year's Lightning second baseman. Two balls, two strikes, two men in scoring position. For Nico Benestad. And that's the second hit batter of the inning. Whereas it seemed like Colton I was
Now batting
finding
number
his
33,
control.
Simon Hoffman.
It's a piece of Benestad, which if nothing else does bring back the ground ball double play for the Wave. So potentially a lifeline. Maybe a silver lining in there for the Wave. I don't think the first and third baseman of St. Denis and Placencia have uprooted their feet in the last 15 minutes. Placencia about a step or two back of the grass, and St. Denis probably getting his toes in the grass out there at first. Lightning, as far as the eye can see, one gone for Simon Hoffman. Hoffman getting the start in right. One of three Lightning that have yet to hit in today's affair. Here at the bottom of the lineup. A 1-0 pitch from Ide. Held back, but called strike. That one's in there. Hoffman, out of Elon University, sophomore. Originally from a few time zones over in Calabasas, California. Pretty similar climate out there. Not quite as tropical, certainly as hot out in Calabasas. Certainly summer destination, South Florida and over on the West Coast. The 1-1, that's chopped down the line and left. Out of play. Ball boy down there on his feet, member of the Delray Beach Wave. 300 foot either corner. This is a very hitter-friendly park. 370 down the line, or excuse me, down the middle and center. The Lightning used to 315 down the line and left. However, what is that, a 50-foot wall out there? The baby green monster there at Little Fenway. And another hit batter by Ide.
Now batting number 33, Austin Nicholson.
Florida Collegiate Baseball League on YouTube. Thank you. So Keefe, Fuscolo, Silvers, and Tate all got on to start the game. It was 5 straight of the Lightning that crossed home plate, 4 of which have come home around home to score. Tate was the first member of the Lightning hit by a pitch, and he sees his right fielder Hoffman get just tapped on the elbow, but just enough. So it's Hoffman on first, Benestad on second, and Prince now on third for the Lightning as Austin Nicholson gets his first go. 2-0 the count to the DH for the Lightning, DH and EH to round out the lineup today for the Delray Beach Lightning. Austin Nicholson standing 6'4", slightly hunched over here in his batting stance, left-handed batter's box. Hits on the left side of it, throws with the right as he's quickly up 3-0 in the count. The sophomore from Oral Roberts University out of Frisco, Texas. Frisco, Texas. Bit of a utility man of the Lightning. Listed on the roster under other alongside Braden Kelts. 3-0 from I. That one in there. Just catches the outside third. As the flights continue taking off from the airport down the right field line. It's a great day for baseball. No serious threats of weather. Temperature currently around 87 degrees is again free pass dished out by Ide. Nicholson takes his bag, and now each of the first 5 members of the Lightning in the lineup have all come around to score, and with that, we will finally see some action go down to the bullpen for the Palm Beach Wave. So just one out on the board that Ide has been able to record. And it looks like we have a righty going down to the bullpen. Make that for 36, Jake Butter. This is a players only meeting on the mound. Looks like all the infield coming in. Placencia, Perez, Moss, St. Dennis, and Estrada all trying to talk some confidence into Colton Ide. And it looks like we will in fact see Lewis Ezra come out to speak with Ide, as things have not gone well so far for the Pompano Beach Wave. Long inning. The Wave enter play having won 3 of their last 4 and a doubleheader back on Wednesday against the Coconut Creek Diamond Ducks. Split the doubleheader, won the opener 8-2, and then dropped the second leg 7-6. Close fought battle there. Won back-to-back games between the Fort Lauderdale Hooks, gave the Hooks their second loss on the season, and then took down the defending champs. Second half of doubleheader. It's the West Focus Snappers. Meanwhile, the Wave taking down a doubleheader against the Lions, doubleheader against the Iguanas, the Bucks, and the Matadors. The first game, the last 5 that the Lightning have ventured away from Little Fenway Park, Little Fenway Field, rather. Lightning haven't lost since last Saturday. A 4-0 loss to the Bucks, the second half of a doubleheader there. So it hasn't been since Thursday
Now
the
batting
5th
Corbin
that the Lightning have gone a day without securing a victory. So we reset. Looks like Colton and I just needed a refreshment out there. It certainly is a hot day. I say it's a beautiful day for baseball. It's very easy for me to say that here with the wind at my back, easy up tent above me, and a chair to sit on. These young men are battling the elements, the South Florida heat, humidity. It's supposed to be sunny all day long. No real chance of rain. Maybe a small shower here or there, but nothing that should seriously jeopardize today's action. It feels like temperature at 89. And again, that's double danger for the Wave. That got a piece of Corbin Reynolds and then deflected into Jacob Estrada. Things are really just going bad for worse for the Pompano Beach Wave. It looks like that's going to be the end of the road for Colton Ide. And Estrada is going to need a second to collect himself behind home plate. So we got a new man on the mound for the Pompano Beach Wave. 6-0, the Lightning lead. Top of the first, 1 out on the board. Jake Kelly for the SFCBO. We will be right back. Jacob Kelly for the SOCBL, the Mizuno game of the day between the Delray Beach Lightning, the Pompano Beach Wave. First pitch swinging down the line, just foul. As we batted around here at the top of the first inning, it's Aiden O'Keefe who gets a go at it with the bases loaded in a 6-0 situation. Jake Butter, man on the mound now for the Wave. Certainly not what he envisioned. And he was told he might be getting a go on the mound today for the Wave. The 0-1 sent down the line left. That will fall fair. One run will score. Second one comes around. Man advancing the third is Reynolds. He is in there safe. A 2 RBI single for Aiden O'Keefe, just ahead of it on the opening pitch. And then timed that second one a little better, able to get it down and
Now
left,
batting number
plating
7,
2
Ryan Foscolo.
as Simon Hoffman and Austin Nicholson come around to score. 2 RBI single for O'Keefe. So runners on the corners. The second man up is Foscolo, and almost same exact location. That one falls, scoring run number 9, RBI single for Foscolo. He's 2 for 2 today. 2 singles, and now an RBI.
Now batting number
O'Keefe and
31,
Foscolo
Brock
have
Silvers.
each scored, now returning to the favor. Wave goes to their bullpen, bringing in righty Jack Butter, a local product originally from Plantation, Florida, playing his collegiate baseball over at Palm Beach State. This is the third outing of the year for Butter. Second time coming out of the bullpen, 4.76 ERA as he misses outside 2-0. 5 2/3 inning pitch coming into play. 5 strikeouts, 7 walks, 4 hits allowed for the 6'4" junior. That will be playable directly middle of the infield. Look, we had an infield fly called, but regardless, that'll be gloved by Nicholas Perez. Excuse me, runners are not on the corners. Runners are first and
Now
second.
batting number 8, Jack Tate.
As O'Keefe was unable to advance there and the ball into the outfield. So runners on first and second. Second out on the board. That was Brock Silvers. Popping out to Nicholas Perez. Both outs so far have come way of Nicholas Perez. That one sent out of play. The Lightning bats are on fire. Seeing what they like from both the two pitchers from the Wave. Butter participated in a 8-6 victory back on the 8th and 3 2/3 innings, giving up 5, 2 of which were earned on 4 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, facing 20 members of the Snappers. That just misses. Jack Tate has already been hit by a pitch once today. Also got to go on opening day. 2 innings pitched, 1 run, which was earned. That one popped up. Nicholas Perez there at short towards all 3 outs of the inning, which was a inning of life for the Lightning. 9 runners come around to score. They hit around all the way till about middle of the lineup. Just about perfection so far from the Lightning. The Wave Bats will get their opportunity as we go into the bottom of the first inning. Palm Beach County Sports Commission attracts sporting events and activities to Palm Beach County to enhance tourism and business, as well as promote sports across the Palm Beach community. The PBCSC provides venues to promote the image of Palm Beach County as a top sports destination in the country. Thank you, Palm Beach County Sports Commission. We're back at the bottom of the first
Now
inning.
batting
Jake
number
Kelly,
13,
SFCBL YouTube channel. Thank you all very much for tuning in today. We got Friday morning baseball. Clock soon be striking noon here today. Still call it morning. Lightning with 9 in the top of the first. If you're just joining us, batted around. Each of the first 5 members of the Lightning came around to score. And it'll be the Waves' turn. Swing and a miss. Jamel Vera Jr. getting the start in the 1 spot today. The center fielder for the Wave. You'll be battling off to start things off. Chase Lambalot. 1-1 count for Vera Jr. Lambalot, 6-foot freshman from Boynton Beach, Florida, attending Jacksonville University. 6 foot 180 righty on the mound. This is his 4th outing as he's able to get Vera to swing through it. May have just made contact. 1-2 to count for Vera. It's the 4th outing for Chase Lambalot. Credit with a 1-1 record, a 5.87 ERA. This is his 2nd start of the season. He's gone 7 2/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, only 11 hits allowed in 3 enterings, three games of work coming into today. Good start for Vera Jr. As the Wave will certainly need to
now
find
batting number
the
17,
bats, get themselves in the hit column, and more importantly, get themselves in the run column. Vera Jr. takes a spot at first. Speedy center fielder. Be difficult keeping him on first base. Eric Jr., the Eastern Florida State College young man from Hialeah. And speak of the devil, he's on the move, and that'll get into the outfield. Vera Jr. now advancing to third as Ryan Foscolo comes up to field it, the wild throw. Asking you shall receive. Jamel Vera Jr. going from first to third in 1 pitch. Make that stolen base number 10 for the speedy Jamel Vera Jr. Liner sent into center. His play originally was Foscolo, has to backtrack, and he drops it. That'll get down. That'll score the first run of the game for the Wave. RBI double for Jason Moss. Puts the Wave on the board here in the inning. Looks like a game that is going to be destined for a lot of offense, as
now
each
batting
starting
number 35,
pitcher has
Ronaldo
quickly
Placencia.
given up a run. Got another arm up in the bullpen for the Wave. Looks like that's number, not mistaken, 39. I'm not seeing a 39 on the roster, so we're going to have to find out when we get to it. It is apparently going to be a short outing for Jake Butter. As we were informed in between innings, he's only good for 50 pitches today. Wasn't intended on being used, but thrust into the situation with what we were facing Colton Ibe. So it's going to be a bullpen game for the Wave. So, man in scoring position. Already won if come around to score in the inning for Reynaldo Placencia, starting third baseman for the Wave. 1-1 pitch. That'll be fouled out of play. In fact, actually off the netting. It's going to be hard for me to remember that's there. My vision just perfectly cut off to where the netting ends above the hitter, catcher, and home plate umpire. Reynaldo out of Bethune-Cookman, another Hialeah product. Still looking for his first hit on the season. This is only his 3rd game. That one got a piece of him, so he'll get on.
Now batting number 40, Hunter Saint Denis.
Looks like that's the first time he's gotten on base on the season. So Placencia, after taking one off the inside of the wrist, and after some discussion between the second base umpire and the home plate umpire, it looks like Placencia is going to be called back to. So they're actually saying that came off the bat. That was lined into center. Foscolo deking out there to keep the runner at second, Jason Moss, at bay. Ends up fielding by Foscolo, knowing he wasn't going to get to it, but made Moss think twice.
Now batting number 32,
So they're
Jack
saying that
Quinn.
was off the end of the bat, and Benestad caught it. So we'll mark that as a strikeout for Placencia. Thought he got on base for the first time this season. He'll have to wait till his next attempt. So runners on the corners for Jack Quinn as Hunter St. Dennis popped out singled center. Leading hitter in the SFCBL. For 640 on the season. And it's not from a lack of at-bats. 16 of 25 has played in all 8 of the Pompano Beach Wave games, 10 RBIs. He's been an absolute force for the Wave. Not a stolen base threat out there is St. Dennis. So with the runners on the corners, you'll think maybe he'll push it here to see oftentimes, and there he is, in fact, on the move. Strike 3 call, throw down, not in time, as Jason Moss was interestingly, not on the move there. Most of the time, you'll see play to second,
Now batting number 7,
results in the
Jake
man
Booth.
at third coming home, but Jason Moss resides on third. That'll be strikeout number 2 for Chase Lambalot as Jack Quinn goes back to his dugout. Jack Figman, starting left fielder. First pitch swings high into the Pompano Beach sky, into right field. Ranging over is Simon Oppen for the final out in the inning. We've seen 10 runs come around to score here in the first. We're at Pompano Park in Pompano Beach, about 2 miles from the Atlantic Ocean. Chase Lambalot with strikeouts 6 and 7. And pop out there gets the Lightning out of the inning. The bats have been alive. The runs have been alive for the Lightning. They're looking for win number 10 to be the first to do so in the league this season. They'll be back up to the plate when we come back at the top of the second. At Marriott Spring Hill and Town Place Suites, we know that part of a great vacation is the peace of mind that comes from a great hotel. That's why we are dedicated to provide an experience that stands above the rest, whether it be our comfortable beds, poolside relaxation, or our courteous staff. We ensure that you will get the best out of us so you can enjoy your travels with ease. Marriott Spring Hill and Town Place Suites, the SFCBL's preferred hotel providers. 5, 6, 7 due up here for the Lightning. Dylan Prince, Dom Trolio, and Nico Benestad. First pitch swinging is Prince. He was the 5th run of the game, walked, eventually came around to score after a Austin Nicholson walk himself. That one misses inside. 1-1 the count for today's today's second baseman for the Lightning. 2-1 the count. Pitching could be an issue for both teams here. We've already seen the Wave dig into the bullpen now, and A pitch limit on their man on the mound, and Butters, that's lined into left. That'll one hop in front of Jack Figman to yet again get the first man on board for the Lightning. I say it could
Now
be
batting number
an issue for the
15, Dom
Lightning
Trolio.
if things start getting away from Chase Lamela as I look down to the right and we can. It's out of camera shot, but there is not a lot of arms available for the Lightning today. Talking to a member of their bullpen who was not expected to throw today, but he might be thrusted into the situation. So they're really going to be hoping to ride Chase Lambelat today, but not a lot of arms available. Opening pitch, off speed, misses low. Dylan Prince has now gone on twice today. Dom Trolio was unable to join the run parade in the first. He able to get on here though in the second. Linesman just outside the outstretched glove of Reynaldo Plasencia as he gets on. Everybody's getting involved for the Lightning as we have
Now
now
batting number
seen
9,
all
Nico Benestead.
10 members of the starting 10 for the Lightning get on base. And we're only in the top of the second inning with no outs. This is a true team effort from the Delray Beach Lightning today. Looking again for win number 10 in game 15. So runners on first and second for Nico Benestad. He was the second victim to be hit by a pitch in the top of the first inning by Colton Ide. 2-0 the count for Benestad. Benestad was run number 6 in the first. Simon Hoffman waiting in the on deck circle. On the move is Prince. And that one's in the dirt. That'll move both runners now into scoring position. Yes, Prince moves to third. Be credited with a stolen bag. Not sure if Trolio will be. A little bit more delayed there from the man at first, depending on how generous of a scorekeeper we have to my right. Breaking ball, that misses, and that'll load the bases. As the Lightning just continue to get on base. 9 runs on only 5 hits.
Now batting number 32, Simon Hoffman.
Patient at the plate today have been the Lightning. For Dylan Prince, that's going to go down as stolen base number 2. Seeing third base coach Danny Rogers share a smile as he is 90 feet away from today's 10th run of the game for the Lightning. That sent into center should be enough distance, and that'll get down, matter of fact. Throw coming home. There is a force here, and throw not in time. Throw in from Jamal Vera Jr. just off the base takes Jacob Estrada away, and that's going to be an RBI single.
Now batting number 33, Austin Nicholson.
For Simon Hoffman. Nico Bennis has been hit by a pitch and walked. He's got on twice today without having to use the bat. As that's sent high into the Lapaibe shallow right field, giving chase and gloving is Ed Wood. Throw coming in. Runner is safe as the throw takes just Jacob Estrada off the line. 11-1 now. The Lightning lead. Sacrifice fly for Austin Nicholson.
Now batting number 11,
Dylan Prince and
Corbin
Dom
Reynolds.
Trolio coming around to score on those last 2 at bats. 10-run deficit now. The Wave are facing runners at first and second. First out on the board here in the top of the second inning. And that'll get a piece of the helmet of Corbin Reynolds. Second time he's been hit by a pitch today. We're going to give Corbin Reynolds some time to pose himself, and we'll step away for a moment. believe Corbin Reynolds had to exit the game after getting hit by the pitch. I believe that's Brian McCleary. So we mentioned we were guaranteed to see two of the Lightning catchers. Now a third, as he comes in as the extra hitter. Brian McCleary, out of Delphi University, sophomore from Manola, New York, now resides on first. Breaking ball, that's in there. That'll get down. Run number 12 comes around to score. Rounding third is Simon Hoffman. He will score 13-1. The Lightning lead 2 RBI double from Aiden O'Keefe. RBIs number 3 and 4 on the day. And that looks like that'll be the end of the line for Jake Butter. 9 runs in the top of the first, 4 in the top of the second. As there will be another call to the bullpen here for the Wave. We'll have that for you when we come back here at Pompano Park at the top of the second. Runners on second and third for Ryan Foscolo. He's already got 2 RBIs today. He's already 1 RBI today. He's singled twice. As he calls the bullpen for the Waves, a bit of an unexpected name. Jake Fultz, traditionally playing infield, gets his first action of the season, not just on the mound, but just in general. And I don't think this is exactly the situation he thought he'd be getting his first work as a member of the Wave. Listed as an infielder, 6 foot 170. Be attending the University of Kentucky, so certainly a promising future for this young man. Likely not from the mound, but he gets his first strike here. 3-1. Like we mentioned, both teams a bit limited when it comes to pitchers, so the Wave observing what's unfolding, just looking to get out of this game as unscathed as possible and not waste
Now
as
batting
many
number
arms as
31,
they
Rob
can.
Silvers.
Scolo, he will walk. As Brock Silvers comes up, this is just another opportunity with the bases loaded that the Lightning have faced. Corners come in. That misses upstairs. Not sure how much experience Jake Foltz has up to this point in his career on the mound. I'd love to have been the fly on the wall in that dugout, deciding who's going to go in there as that's popped up, and that will be playable. And gloved by Jacob Estrada. So Jake Foltz records his first out on the mound as a member of the Wave. I believe the base is loaded
Now batting number 8, Jack Tate.
as Brock Silvers goes back to his away dugout. As Jack Tate is going to get go number 3. That misses upstairs, ball 1. He's already gone on twice today. Starting left fielder here in the 4 spot. There's a lot of room down the line in right field if he goes opposite way. Instead, he chops at it, grounds it directly to shortstop Nicolas Perez. That'll get the Wave out of the inning. Getting out with an unexpected source as Jake Foltz is able to get 2 of the 3 batters faced out. 13-1, your scoreboard reads. That is not an error. The Lightning looking for win number 10 on the season. We play into the bottom of the 2nd inning when we come back. Do not let injuries slow you down. MD now has 110 locations across the state of Florida and centers in 20 different states. You will get the best care from our award-winning physicians to get you back on your feet. Whether it's a fastball to the head or any injury that comes your way, when you need help, you want MD Now's consistent and fast care. Thank you, MD Now, for taking care of SFCBL athletes and families.
Now batting number 37, Ed Wood.
13-1. We've got as many runs by the Lightning as we have combined in our 2 other games of action. A lot closer of an affair over at Sable Pines Park, probably the closest park in proximity to us here at Pompano Park over in Coconut Creek. The Snappers and Diamond Ducks knotted up at 1 apiece. And over at Little Fenway, home field for both the Lightning and the Boca Raton Blazers, they lead the Miami Gardens Makos 7-2. Bottom of the 7th action over at Sable Pines, and top of the 6th over at Little Fenway. We had 2 of the Wave hanging out over here by the scorers table. Luca Lawrence, listed infielder, and Spencer Freer, listed outfielder. And they were just informed that they may be taking the mound, and credit to them, it was all smiles when they found out about that. As it looks like everybody's going to get a go from the mound today. That'll be slapped into center. Coming in on it is Vera Jr. Oh, excuse me. Got the wrong lineup in front of me. Got Ryan Fuscolo.
Now batting number 11, Jacob Estrada.
I mean, if you just ignore the runs from the Lightning, it's not been a bad outing with the bats in their hand from the Wave. Scored 1 run in the first. That's hit number 4. All things going as planned on the offensive side of the ball. Just can't quite keep the Lightning at bay. So that'll be a runner on as Ed Wood gets on with a single. It's Ed Wood. Now Jacob Estrada and Nicholas Perez due up here in the bottom of the inning for the Wave. Misses inside. Fastball to Estrada. Jacob out of Bethune-Cookman. Fort Myers, Florida. 5'10", 185 freshman. This is game number 6 so far this season. He holds back, or did he? It looks like he did not hold back. We got confirmation from our second base umpire. On the move is Wood. No throw. Throw up on the pitch by Benestad, so that'll move Wood into scoring position. 2-1 the count to Estrada, coming in today hitting .273. He sends one back off the fence. Best game in a Wave uniform by Estrada. Came in a 9-8 victory over the Hooks. Absolute barn burner back on the 10th. Was 2 for 3. Came around to score twice. Also plated 2 RBIs. Likely the player of the game in that one, as he's fighting to stay alive. Again, that time off the chain link fence to our right. 2-2 the count. Man on second. Nobody gone for the Wave catcher. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, swung through, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 on the outing for Chase Lambalot. I'd say there's a solid
Now
50-50
batting number 2,
chance that we
Nicholas
see
Perez.
both teams deploy a position player on the mound at some point in this game. Again, if you're just joining us, both teams in a bit of a pickle when it comes to arms available. We've already seen one listed infielder get on the mound for the Wave in the top of the second inning. That was Nicholas Perez. Excuse me, I had that backwards. As my mistake. I was again looking at the wrong roster. That was actually Dominic Guzman. So, in fact, a listed pitcher for the Wave that did, in fact, get on the mound. So, apologies. Jake Foles, matter of fact, a member of the Lightning. So, just had that completely backwards. I saw 6 foot. I didn't think that was correct. So, Dominic Guzman got to go out there for the Wave. That's on me. 2-2 count for Nicholas Perez. Now we know we got that one right. Popped up the center, going back to Foscolo. Tagging up on the play. Looks like it's Ed Wood. Throw will definitely not be in time. No slide needed, but just want to get a little dirty, I suppose. As Wood moves up to 90 feet from today's second run in the game for the Wave. There's an RBI
Now
double
batting
from
number 23,
Jason
Kyle
Moss that
Maruda.
brought home Jamel Vara Jr. Liner back up the middle. That'll get through. That's an RBI single. Kyle Maruna gets on board, brings Ed Wood around to score. So Wood steals a bag, tags up on second on the pop out by Perez, and then gets
Now batting
rewarded
number
for his
13,
effort on the
Jamal
base
Garrett Jr.
paths as Maruna singles into center. Maruna and Silver's over at first, exchanging pleasantries. Both smiling. The scoreboard definitely does not reflect the vibe around the park as everyone seems in good spirits as that's lined into center field. They'll just get over the glove of the outstretched Dylan Prince, who in fact is not on the mound for the Wave. Spirits of the Waves seem to be in it as their bats have tried to keep up with the Lightning. 7 hits, 6 hits, 7 hits for the Lightning, 6 hits for the Wave, as they've not been short of offense. We just need to see it reflect more in the run column as they've brought home one each of the first 2 innings so far. So Jamel Vera Jr. singles for the second time today, first and third, and I would be really surprised if Jamel Vera Jr. is at first base 2 pitches from now. He's already stolen one bag today. Give himself a very liberal lead, leaning towards the bag, and Chase Lamb-a-lot likes to introduce him back to first. Toss over to Silvers. RBI opportunity for the second baseman, Jason Moss. He's already ribbied once today, an RBI double in the first. And there we go. On the move is Vera Jr. That dribbles to Trolio, throw over to first in time. The Wave plate 1 run as your scoreline reads 13-2. Jake Kelly here from Pompano Park in Pompano, Florida. Thank you all for tuning in for this Friday edition of SFCBL Baseball. SFCBL and Mizuno storefront. You see the logo on your screen. That's where you can get some of the top baseball equipment on the market for a reduced price. Get your gear through the SFCBL Mizuno storefront located on the home page of the SFCBL website. You can find Mizuno wooden bats, gloves, batting gloves, and catcher's gear at a discounted rate. Mizuno has the best baseball equipment in the game. Make sure you take advantage of this special offer. Again, that is the Mizuno and SFCBL storefront, the title sponsor of today's game. We thank Mizuno for partnering up and securing these young men with their equipment. It's the Mizuno SFCBL game of the day. Jake Kelly here on the call from Pompano Beach. The Lightning 13-2. Scored 9 in the first, 4 in the second. We'll see what they have in store here for us as we're halfway through the second time through the starting 10. Dylan Prince, he's already gone on twice today, walked and singled. He's already come around to score a few times. That dribbles down the line. That'll stay foul. 1-1 the count for Prince. Dominic Guzman stays on the mound. Got the final 2 outs there in the top of the inning. Dominic Guzman out of Monroe College, sophomore from Coconut Creek. About a 10-15 minute drive for Guzman comes to the park. One thing I did have right, this is his first appearance for the Wave on the season. Sophomore thrust into a very difficult situation, but has responded well since coming into today's outing. 2-1 count now. Popped up. That will likely be playable at third. Reynaldo coming over to his left and bagging the first out of the inning. That'll send Prince back to the dugout.
Now batting
See,
number
he gets out
15,
for the
Tom
first time
Trolio.
today. The wind really picking up here at our backs, pushing out to center field, right center-ish. You see the trees ruffling out beyond the fence out there in center field. It's a windy day here, certainly helpful with the heat being subjected to around 90 degrees here in sunny South Florida. It's going to be play appearance number 3 for Dom Trolio. He's 1 for 2. If that one nearly gets a piece of, we've already seen one member of the Lightning that's come out of this game, Corbin Reynolds, after taking a shot to the head. See if I pitched twice today and said I'm not coming back for a third. 2-1 now. Trolio popped out and singled. 3-1. Counts to Trolio. Already mentioned once, 346 hitting Dom Trolio. This is his 14th appearance in the season out of 15 games. His best outing was an 11-0 victory, the first victory in this winning streak. As that one has a chance. Back goes Ed Wood. He looks up. That'll hit off the fence, and so will Ed Wood. He stays down, rounding second, going to third. Does Trolio as he's with a stand-up triple. Triple number 3 on the season for Dom now. All eyes on Ed Wood out in right field as he stays down on the plate. Jamel Vera Jr. giving a hand to his outfield partner. That's going to sting. Nothing really you can do about that. Heck of an effort out there by Ed Wood to try to make a play on it. Coach Lewis out there to check on his right fielder. We'll be right back. So that'll be the last piece of action today for Ed Wood. Ran to the fence out and right. He exits the game for Julian Gaston. As Nico Benestad, who's already been hit by a pitch once today, ducks for danger. Now, for both these teams, certainly a lot of baseball left to be played, and the Lightning put up 13 runs in very quick succession. The Wave are more than capable of doing so themselves, but certainly something to keep an eye on is just keeping everybody healthy. Still a lot of season left to play. We've already seen Ryan McCleary had to come in for Corbin Reynolds after he was hit by a pitch, and now Yuli Gaston comes in for Ed Wood out and right. Hope that both Wood and Reynolds are okay. Wood able to walk off under his own power, as you guys were able to see. A bit of blood to tend to. Tough kid out there that will be back very soon for the Wave, just not to today's outing. A lot of room out there in right field to work with as Nico Benestad comes up to the plate. I mean, you take a look at the shift out in the outfield. You practically got the right fielder playing center. All sorts of daylight to work with down the line to right. Be able to send one opposite field, but instead sends one to left. Left fielder Figman has no idea where it is. That one is out of here. Jack Figman with a two-run bomb. Looks like there's some discussion as to whether that was foul or not. Certainly was close, but our home plate umpire signals home run to give the Lightning a 15-2 advantage. There's no doubt about whether that one was clearing the fence or not, just about whether it stayed fair. And the call is fair as Benestad now leads the Lightning in home runs, his third long bomb on the campaign. Gives the Lightning a 15-2 advantage.
Now batting number 32, Simon Hoffman.
That was foul. It really could have gone either way. So Benestad clears the bases, puts up a 15 spot in the run column for the Lightning. Still just one out on the board. As Simon Hoffman gets another go. He's been hit by a pitch himself and is RBI'd once today. RBI single, that is. And he is introduced to first base rather quickly. So 4-pitch walk puts Hoffman at first. We are very much in damage control for the Wave, as the Lightning have scored at least 2 now in each of the first 3 innings and plenty of room still to spare. Just one out on the board. First time getting to swing the bat. Or excuse me, got one more for Brian McClure. That's going to be Austin Nicholson, the designated hitter. He's walked and a sacrifice fly to right field last time through. Fastball upstairs just misses. 2-1 the count. Okay, this is actually be Tyler Worth coming into the game for Austin Nicholson. So is in fact a substitution here. Just got word of it. Tyler Worth coming in the game. Comes in now as a designated hitter. Listed as an infielder for the Lightning out of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Sophomore from Manwa, New Jersey. Got Manwa and Wantagh here representing the Lightning. I really hope I got those right. I'm sure I didn't. Fastball misses up. Count runs full. For Tyler Worth, this is game number 13 for Tyler. 286 on the season. Last played in the doubleheader yesterday. Played both legs of doubleheaders. That one's grounded Perez. He fields it. Throw is to second. Throw to first is not in time. So 6-4 put out there. Can't quite get the final leg. Fielder's choice. The second out on the board. As a runner safe at first in Worth. And now Brian McCleary gets his first swings of the day. And that one that one did in fact get a piece of him. 10 spots a day is certainly cursed for the Lightning. Corbin Reynolds was hit by a pitch twice, last one of which took him out of today's game. And then Brian McCleary comes in and he takes one himself off the back. So runners on first and second, 2 gone. As we move back to the top of the order, and Aiden O'Keefe. Pop up, sent out of play. O'Keefe's had himself a day. He's gotten on all 3 times. He's come up to the plate. He walks, eventually came around to score a 2 RBI single, and then a 2 RBI double for the leading shortstop for the Lightning. The 1-1 pitch is fouled back. Make that 1-2. Dominic Guzman looking for his first strikeout of the day. Wave in general looking for their first strikeout on the game. The 1-2 in the dirt downstairs. Estrada keeps it in front of him. Two sent into center. Converging on it is Gaston Rivera Jr. Looks like it'll ultimately be Gaston who corrals the final out of the inning. The Lightning keep the parade going. This time, a two-run blast off the bat of Nico Benestad brings himself and Dom Trolio around to score. It's all Lightning here in Pompano Park. The Wave scored in each of their 2 innings with the bats in their hands. So they've got a lot in store for them if they'd like to make this one a game. 15-2 here in Pompano Park. When do you guys have Bill's phone number, Hanslick? Yeah. Did you call him? We're back for the bottom of the third inning. Still on the mound for the Lightning is Chase Lammelot. 9 runs in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the 2 in the third for the Lightning. As we're approaching 3, 4, 5 in the order for the Wave, Renato Placencia, Hunter St. Dennis, and Jack Quinn. 3 due up here, swing and a miss on 3-0, the green light. This game's certainly gotten ugly on the scoreboard. Again, both teams here still in good spirits. That one chopped to short. O'Keefe Fields fires in time for the first out here in the bottom of third.
Now batting number 40, Hunter St. Denis.
Hunter St. Dennis, expected a lot from him coming into play here today. He's already singled once, no fault of his own. The situation his Wave teammates are in, he and his Wave teammates are in. Come in today, best hitter across the league, 640. Almost 2 full weeks into the season. So St. Dennis gets aboard. We'll have to wait and see whether that's credited as an error. In fact, it looks like it is credited as an error. So St. Dennis has gotten on twice today. Gotten a hit number 17. Just continues to get on one way or another. Already 2 home runs on the season as well. So that's going to be an error charge to Aiden O'Keefe. As Jack Quinn steps up, that's in the dirt, and that'll advance St. Dennis into scoring position. University of Maine product, a long way from where he plays his collegiate baseball. About as south as you get away from Maine. Moves out into scoring position. 1 out on the board. A 2-0 count here for Jack Quinn. He's already been a strikeout victim of Chase Lambalot. 3-0 the count. With the game going as it has, injuries and a wide margin of score, there has been talks of narrowing it to a 5-inning affair. Must go 7. Be considered a mercy rule game here in the SFCBL. If it's 10 runs, 10-run difference after the bottom of the 7th inning, game's considered official. For a game to be considered due to weather is a 5-inning affair, but it looks like we're going to be going by those rules here today, assuming the score stays as it is with the separation. If it's a 10-run difference at the end of the 5th, it will be a called game at that point. These two teams trying to get out of here with their limited bullpens and already sustaining 2 injuries. Full count pitch, breaking ball, not quite. That misses inside. As the Wave see 2 of their first 3 get up on the base paths here
Now
in the
batting
top of,
Jake
excuse me, the bottom of third. Quinn moves down to first. St. Dennis at second. 2 men on for Jack Figman. Danny Rogers comes out, have a very brief conversation for Chase Lamblot. Mizuno game of the day. I've seen a lot of offense. We see some Mizuno bats out here getting in the action. Go get your Mizuno gear, the Mizuno SFCBO storefront. Very first banner you see, middle of the page on the SFCBL website. $100 wooden bats, $40 batting gloves, catcher's gear, and gloves. Go get your Mizuno baseball equipment. Runners on first and second, one gone here. 1-1 count, make that 2-1 for Figma. He's popped out once today already. Action will soon be underway in the second of a doubleheader between the Blazers and the Makos. That game finished in 6 as the Blazers 10-run rule the Miami Gardens Makos 12-2. Boca Raton Blazers in the South Division, last year's runner-ups, losing 2 out of 3 games to the West Boca Snappers. Victorious today in the first of a doubleheader against the Makos as the wind really starting to pick up here at Pompano Beach as the count runs full. The only other game in action, top of the ninth over at Sable Pines. Just talked about last year's victors, the Snappers, to finish out business there, up 4-2 in the top of the ninth. So that's popped up. That'll see Fuscolo ran back to the fence. St. Denis will advance on the play. Runners on the corners now. 2 outs. As Figma's popped out into the outfield twice now today.
Now batting number 14, Julian Gaston.
And Julian Gaston will get his first go. He came in last inning, of course, for Ed Wood. Wood trying to make a play on the ball into the outfield, gave it everything he got, put his body on the line as he made contact with the right field fence. That did have to exit this game. We show, even with the scoreline as it is, the effort that these young men are given here in the SFCBL 2 weeks in. Every play is an opportunity to show your worth. And certainly, the intensity of the competition here will just grow as the season plays out. Gaston out of University of Fort Lauderdale, the big swing and a miss there. Local product going to University of Fort Lauderdale, originally from Pembroke Pines, Florida. Rocking an awesome mustache there is Gaston. 263 on the season, game number 8 out of 9 for Julian. Originally slated to have the day off, but had it come into play. Fastball just misses inside. A few chirps from the Lightning fielders weren't a fan of that call. 1-2, runners on the corners. They have been able to score at least one in each half inning. And they're still alive here. Count pushes to 2-2. 2-2 downstairs. Lamalock got ahead in the count 0-2. Now on the verge of walking the bases loaded. Only 2 walks on the season for Gaston as he dribbles out to first. Brock Silver's getting his body in front of it to rouse it for the final out of the inning. We played 3 full innings going to the top of the 4th. All Lightning on display here. Jake Kelly for the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Do not let injuries slow you down. MD now has 110 locations across the state of Florida and centers in 20 different states. We get the best care from our award-winning physicians. Get back on your feet, whether it's a fastball to the head or any injury that comes your way. When you need help, you want MD Now's consistent and fast care. Thank you, MD Now, for taking care of SFCBL's athletes and families. Signs, t-shirts, hats, and more. Delray's finest signs and graphics have you covered for your special events. DFS provides the SFCBO with banners, team merchandise, and more for our opening day, All-Star Game, playoffs, and all of our big events. They'll do the same for you. Lola and her team, located in the heart of the Palm Beach community, will have your design and graphic needs met. For all your design needs, go to dfsgraphics.com. That is dfsgraphics.com. Delray's finest signs and graphics. The law offices of Sala Astorita Cox offers their clients the best experience in areas of securities enforcement, regulation, arbitration, and litigation. James Sala and his team of expert attorneys provide individualized attention with your white collar crime cases. SAC law offices available in Boca Raton as well as New Jersey and New York. Call 561 989 9080.
Now batting
Consultation
for the
today.
Lightning, number
Sala
7.
Astorita Cox, your go to representation for white collar troubles. Top of the fourth inning. New man on the mound for the Wave. Position player Spencer Freer. And we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Spencer hanging out here over by the scorer's table, doing some double duty today, helping out. And head coach walked by, Coach Lewis walked by and said, "Hey, there's a chance you're going in." And he seemed quite excited to get to go out onto the pitching mound. This is his first time of the season on the mound. Not sure any previous experience he has pitching, but he gets an opportunity. That's one of the gems we see with games that are out of hand, albeit it is the fourth inning, and there is time for the Wave to mount some sort of a comeback, make this game a little bit closer. But we do get to see an opportunity like this where Spencer Freer, usually in the field, will take the rubber. 3-1 count, swing and a miss, and Spencer Freer looking for the strikeout. And his teammates are just about all on the edge of the dugout, waiting to see this. The 3-2 pitch sent to third, fielded by Trolio, throw to first in time. 1 up, 1 down for Spencer Freer.
Now batting number 31, Brock Silvers.
Placencia to St. Denis combining on the first out. Ryan Fuscolo, first time today he has failed to get on base. He singled twice, including an RBI single in there, and walked. It's Fuscolo, Silvers, and Tate all due up here in the top of the fourth inning for the Lightning. Silvers over 2 here in the 3 spot. He hasn't quite enjoyed the outing that some of his teammates had. Walked and then popped out twice. The USF product from Middleton, Idaho. Don't see a whole lot of that. I know one person personally from Idaho that can, in fact, confirm it is real. I did need some confirmation on that. 2-1. Sent end to left. That'll get down as Silvers joins the hit parade. He's now 1 for 3 on the day as the Lightning move to hit number 11. Silver's hitting .240 on the season. That's hit number 7 here in his 13th game.
Now batting number 5, Dylan Murphy.
And it looks like we'll have another substitution here for the Lightning. Jack Tate's day has come to a close. So Logan Shapiro will get a go here. Likely move into left field. 1-1 count to Logan. FIU Florida International from Miami, Florida. Bit of a drive up I-95 here today probably for the 6'3" outfielder. Sophomore. Swing and a miss. Swings over the top of it. This is game number 7. Look for his second hit on the season for Shapiro. Here in at-bat number 13. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strikeout. To his credit, Spencer Freer gets him down on strikes.
Now batting number 2, Dylan Prince.
A little something to cheer about for the Wave here in a game that has got away from them early. And again, if you're just joining us, 9 runs in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third. These two teams have agreed to shorten this to a 5-inning game if the scoreline remains at the distance that it is. There's a 7-inning mercy rule here in the SFCBL. 5 innings for an official game due to weather, so that's what we're going to go based on as of now. Runners on first and second for the Lightning. 15-2, your score line reads. 2 outs on the board. That one gets past Estrada, so everybody will move up 90 feet. As Dom Trollio gets plate appearance number 4 today. He's already come around to score once. 1-1 from Spencer. In there, called strike. Spencer Freer looking for strikeouts number 1 and 2 in his SFCPL career. The outfielder coming in relief, the 1-2, that's sent out of play down the line and right. Heads up down there, got a few bicyclists going down the path out there. Lovely Pompano Park right next to Pompano Beach High School. I got to play a bit of my high school basketball career over here at Pompano Beach High School a few times. It's strike 3, swung on, swung through, strike 3, Spencer Freer hearing it from the dugout as he keeps the Lightning at bay at just 15 now.
Look at that 0 out there, Spence.
The Wave bench loving it as Freer sends him down swinging. 15-2, bottom of the 4th, Jacob Kelly of the SFCBL. The Law offices of Thompson and Thomas will fight for you to get the compensation you deserve. Vehicle accidents, personal injury, real estate, workers' comp, and more. Thompson and Thomas will have you covered. Thompson and Thomas will fight for you like family, treating your case with specialized care we want for our very own. For top level and caring attorneys, Thompson and Thomas has you covered. For free consultation today, go to tntlegal.com. The law offices of Thompson and Thomas. There's nothing better than leaving the ballpark to get some cold beers, hot chicken wings, and great times with friends and family. The Duck Tavern has been whipping it up for South Florida for years and is now the official local restaurant of the SFCBL. We aren't sure what's more impressive, the 110 beers from around the world or the 20% off SFCBL athletes, staff, and family get at the Duck all season long. Before getting your check, make sure you mention the SFCBL discount located at 5901 North Federal Highway, SFCBL own Parm Masa. Come on in for good food, good vibes at the Duck Tavern. Bottom of the order, Jacob Estrada, Nicholas Perez, and Kyle Maruna. Two up here, 8, 9, 10. As we're in the bottom of the fourth inning, what is likely going to be a 5-inning shortened game between the Wave and the Lightning. New man on the mound is Aiden Cardenas, all 6'7", 205 pounds, out of St. Thomas Aquinas College. Senior, one of, if not the most experienced man on this Lightning roster. In fact, he is one of one seniors out of Norwood, New Jersey. 6'7" lefty coming in here for some late inning action. What will end up being considered late inning action. Cardenas up in the count 0-2. This is outing number 4 for Aiden. His 0-2 delivery. That's well outside. It's past Nick Benestad. It's a recorded win or a loss with a 3.52 ERA. It's been exactly what the Lightning have needed. Last year's Lightning team, full of an excellent pitching rotation. Couple of them maintaining their spot over this season. Kean Phillips, Caleb Howell, Frank Villela, all which come back over. Nick Reddick, senior on the team last year. All-star from the pitching rotation last year. A headline rotation for the Lightning. Shot to first, fielded by Silvers. 1 up, 1 down. Cardenas, 3 appearances, 2 of which have been in wins. Back on the 10th against the Bucks, part of a 10-7 victory his last time out. 2 innings pitched, no runs allowed, 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Was dealing just as much in his previous time up. Again against the Bucks, back on the 7th in a closer 3-2 victory. Went 2 2/3, no runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts on 11 batters. So he's been locked down up there on the mound for the Lightning as he gets an opportunity to throw today. Fastball outside, 2-1 the count now. Nicholas Perez is his second cuts. You've seen the glove of him pretty often over at short today. It's popped out to Piscola out in center. 2-1 becomes 3-1. Maybe looking to get somebody on base paths here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 3-1 from Cardenas. In there, call strike. Payoff pitch incoming from Aiden. Wind still circling here at Pompano Park, Pompano Beach, Florida. That cloud coverage we see over really all three fields, as that's going to be a walk for Perez. Clouds have stayed where they are, not a whole lot of movement.
Now
Looks
batting
like
number
pushing
23,
from
Kyle
south to
Moore.
north. Won the count to Kyle Barana. Nicholas Perez at first. RBI single his first time through in the bottom of the second. Looks like 2 quick strikes to go down 0-2. Pickoff attempt has him in a rundown. Perez caught in between. Throw down to second. Will get him. The lefty Cardenas with the slippery pickoff move. That gets Perez out. All of a sudden, 2 outs on the board. Nobody on to work with. One and two the count. Cardenas suddenly in a 3-up, 3-down situation. The 1-2 pitch in there. Called strike 3. Aruna goes down looking. We've played 4 full innings. Will likely be the last time up for the Lightning coming up here in the top 4th inning. Excuse me, top of the 5th inning. Jacob Kelly for the SFCBL. Homeowners of South Florida, 5 boroughs of New York and New Jersey, we have the one-stop shop for all your home remodeling needs with GMNO Construction. GMNO specializes in kitchens, bathrooms, complete remodels, and new home construction. Call 973-315-7411, 973-315-7411 for a free quote today. GMNO Construction, proud partner of the SFCBL. Sent into left. Does it have a chance? It does. Home run. Late coming back to the call. Solo shot over the fence and left field. Second home run of the day, Nico Benestad. Here's a Lightning a 16-2 advantage. The Suns certainly playing tricks with left fielder Figman is just as much as he was the last one. I had no idea where that one went. That ball outlanded a good
Now batting number 32,
15,
Simon
20
Hoffman.
feet beyond the left field wall. Nico Benestad, 2 home runs today, 2-run homer his last time up, and then a solo shot here. One and two the count now for Simon Hoffman. He already has an RBI today. He's got it on. All 3 times he stepped up to the plate. Lines went into right. Diving effort is good by Julian Gaston. Laying out to make the grab. Gaston coming in for Ed Wood, showing off the glove out in right field as he brings in the first out here in the top of the 5th.
Now batting number 13, Tyler Worth.
Tyler Worth, last time up, we saw him come in the game for Austin Nicholson, new designated hitter. Got into a 6-4 fielder's choice first time up. Launches one, just missed downstairs. Still on the mound, Spencer Freer. Getting opportunity to toss it from the mound. So Worth lines one towards the home dugout. So we got a little bit of action down in the bullpen. I'm not sure if I'd be highly surprised if it's an actual member of the bullpen or the pitching rotation. Looks like they're going to come in. In fact, it's not. You mentioned Spencer Freer as a name that was talked about coming into the game. A outfielder, an infielder, Luca Lawrence out of Mitchell College is warming up in the bullpen. Everybody involved here today. 2-1 pitch. Fouled back. Spencer Freer already with 2 strikeouts today. 2-2 count now. Looking for strikeout number 3. I'm sure that is not something he expected to have said about him when he came to the park today. Two misses outside. 2-1 now the count. For Tyler Worth. Brian McCleary in the on deck circle. And that misses downstairs. Ball 4. We'll get Worth on base. Player of the game is going to go to Nico Benestad.
Now batting number 12, Brian McCleary.
He's been hit by a pitch, walked, came around to score on those efforts, and then did the job himself. A 2-run home run, and then a single home run this time up. Scoring just himself. Solo shot. That's the word I was looking for. Grounder to third. Fielded by Placencia. 5, 4, 3. Double play as McCleary goes down. Finally, the 10-hole spot avoids being hit by a pitch. We had a hat trick of hit by pitches for the 10 spot there for that double play. Bottom of the 5th. 3 outs to play with. A game that got away from the wave very quickly. 16-2, your scoreline reads. Athletes, are you looking to take your game to the next level? Barwis Arm Farm has the tools to give specialized training to professional athletes, all the way down to little leaguers. Olympic and professional athletes train with Mike Barwis and his staff because they know that they will receive the most advanced, scientifically based, holistic, and cutting edge athletic training prepared to achieve the uncommon. Go to barwis.com to book a tour and check out the training programs they offer. 16-2 here, bottom 5. It's all likelihood to
Now
be
batting
the
number 13,
last 3
Jamal
outs
Jr.
here for the Wave. Again, agreed upon between the two managers. Each team has seen injuries, a lack of pitching, and with the scoreline reading 16-2. And we'll come to a conclusion here following this happening. We've still got 3 outs to play with. Top of the inning, top of the order, I should say. Jamel Vera Jr., Jason Moss, and Reynaldo Placencia, 3 due up. Aiden Cardenas was dealing in the last inning and continues as such, able to get the first strike over. We got the second half of a doubleheader against the Makos and Blazers underway. Blazers took the first game in 6 innings, 12-2. Now that second game underway from Little Fenway. Final at Sable Pines. Snappers put up 3 more runs from last time we took a look at them. 7-2. Scoreline finishes out there. Snappers take the victory. Action later today, 5:00 p.m. over at Westland Gardens Park down in Hialeah. Beach Boys traveling down to take on the Hialeah Gardens Lions. Coconut Creek X team, doubleheader between themselves and the Wave. That's the Battle of North Broward Prep between the X team and the Hooks. 5:30, 8 o'clock start times. That's a shot sent into right center field. That will clear the fences. Solo shot here from Jamel Vera Jr. He's had himself a day with a bat in his hands. That was a perfect off the bat. Clearing the wall there in right center field. He'll touch them all, put up the 3rd run of the game.
13 more of them.
Now batting number 19, Chase Cook.
16-3 as the dugout comes out to greet Vera Jr. He's 3 for 3 on the day, 2 singles in, the home run there. Excellent outing from Jamel. Looks like we got a pinch hitter here coming in for the Wave. Make that number 19, Chase Cook. He sends one to second, gloved by Prince. Fired to first in time for the first out. Only other game to mention
Now
over
batting
at Spanish River,
Reynaldo
the
Placencia.
Iguanas and the Extreme. Extreme and the Lightning both an opportunity to go to 10 wins on the season. Lightning very much look like they will be the first. The Extreme will probably feel a little dismayed that they don't get the opportunity to claim that for themselves, as they've only fallen once this season. Chopper to third, fired across the diamond in time, but in the dirt as Silver's unable to collect it there at first. Lightning will be moving to 10-5 on the season. Next time out, very quick turnaround tomorrow morning over at Little Fenway. Saturday
Number
morning
40,
baseball
Hunter St.
as the
Dennis.
Diamond Ducks travel over from Sable Pines today to go take on the Lightning. This is going to be win number 7 in a row for the Delray Beach Lightning. 8 out of their last 9 they've taken victorious as a strikes in there on the outside third of the plate. Hunter St. Dennis. As Reynaldo Placencia got on there. Swing and a miss. St. Dennis, he's also gotten on twice today. A single, an error over at short by O'Keefe. The only blemish on the scoreboard from the Lightning. 16 runs on 13 hits as St. Dennis sends it into center field. And that'll fall in front of Foscolo. So St. Dennis, 640 hitting, keeps it going for the Wave.
Now batting number 32, Jack Quinn.
Runners on first and second for Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn is walking, struck out. I see 1 run come home this inning. Jamel Vera Jr., a solo shot into right center. Now Quinn gets another go. Quinn, get into right center just over the glove of Prince. Bases loaded now for the Wave.
God, come on, Commish!
Bases loaded, one out as Quinn
Now
gets
batting
in there.
10, Jake Figman.
Placencia on third, Dennis on second, and Quinn on first. Or Jack Figma. He's popped out twice today. Looking to make the scoreboard a little nicer for the Wave. They'll be out also tomorrow. They get a little bit more time off, and the Lightning do 6:30. They'll be traveling over to West Boca High School to take on Beach Boys. Next scheduled broadcast down at Hialeah Gardens between the Matadors and the Lions. Be the first time you get a look at the Lions this year. 11 a.m. start time down in Hialeah. Lisa Pride will be back on the call there. Make sure you don't miss that one. And then the game of the week next week, Snappers and Extreme. We'll have that one broadcasted for you on the 18th. The reigning champs versus the hottest team
You a pretty boy?
outside maybe the Lightning in the league. 9-1, potentially 10-1 after today for the Extreme. 1-2 count, bases loaded for Jack Figma. Pitch, foul back, stays alive. Aiden Cardenas looking to close this one out for the Bolts. One, two from Aiden Cardenas. Swung on, strike three, Figma. 0 for 3 now on the day. As he's just underneath that, and he knows
Now batting
he was
number
good
14,
contact
Leon
away from
Fleming.
maybe clearing the bases. So 2 gone. Bases full of Wave. As Julian Gaston gets another go at it. Again, coming in for Ed Wood in right field. 0-1, he is down. 2 strikes left for the Wave. Oh and 2. Aiden Cardenas on the verge of ending this one. We have the lovely Pompano Park, Jake killing the call. We thank all of you who have tuned in today's broadcast. Got away very quickly from the Wave. Thank you all of you who have tuned in to support the 0-2. As sends the outfield in. Hey, we still got more baseball. That'll score 1 run. Make it a 16-4 game. Everybody moves up a bag. RBI single for Julian Gaston.
Yep. All right, Estrada.
Now batting number 11.
Just keep the
Jacob
order
Estrada.
going along. RBI number 2 for Julian. Comes in today hitting 263. Hit number 6 on the campaign. As he moves everybody up 90 feet. Make that 6-4. Fastball misses. Now, 2 teams discussed together ending this at 5. I do not know what happens if the lead goes below 10. Ladies and gentlemen, we will find out together. You got to get there first, though. 0-2, same situation Cardenas found himself in against Gaston. Gaston able to beat him out in the end. Jacob Estrada steps up to the plate. Catcher. 0-2. Sent to short. lost a piece of the wood there, and that will end it, ladies and gentlemen. 16-4, your final score reads as the Lightning take down the Delray Beach Wave. It was a game that very quickly got away from the Wave. 9 runs in the top of the first, 4 in the top of the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fifth, and that will be your ball game. Jacob Kelly here for the SSCB. I think a few members of the Wave have yet to realize what's going on here as they took their field, but this game is over. Got about 170 that have tuned in here today, 140, and we're just getting confirmation here. Two coaches shake hands, and looks like that will be it. So that is our ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 16-4. Player of the game for the Lightning, Nico Benestad, his 2 home runs today, give him 4 on the season. Jacob Kelly for the SFCBL. We will see you guys next week down in Hialeah, the Matadors and the Lions.